All right, fam. So let me just show you my story about how I got my first client. We're gonna go back to 2016. Basically, I was just still a broke college student on my first year of college, and I'm just sitting more comfortably so I can tell you a better story. So, it was my first year of college. I went to learn, I went to study marketing and business management, and basically, as soon as I went there, maybe 2 months in, 3 months in, I saw that they weren't teaching us much important things. They weren't teaching us basically anything that was super relevant. We had one book which was from 1992. This I remember so well. And I was like, we were in 2016 back then, so it's like almost, what, like almost 30 years of difference, 26, I believe. And basically 24, doesn't matter. And I was there just learning from a book that was like 20 plus, you know, years of age. And I was just like, this is not relevant. We don't live in this world no more. We live in the social media marketing world. And that's how people make money. That's where all the attention is. So I decided to learn more about this. And within the first week, once I took this decision, so the first thing was a decision was like, hey, this is not enough for me. I want to have something more than just what they're feeding us at college or just from the general education. So what I did after this is I was just scrolling online and I saw one of those ads. I believe it was either Facebook or YouTube ad from Ty Lopez, and that's the guy that made a lot of videos like here in my garage. One of the first people that actually started advertising and spent like multiple millions of dollars on his own personal brands. So basically, long story short, what happened is I saw his ads. I saw this opportunity. It was his brand new course that he just released. It was in the beta group, so like the beta group, the first, I don't know, 500 people, something like this. And without hesitation, I took a decision that I will take this course, and it was 997 US dollars. I was still am living in Canada at this point, so for me it was like 1,300 Canadian dollars in 2016, and I didn't have that money to be honest, because I was just a broke college student, and I was working $12 or $13 per hour at my job that I had, my only and the first job. I'll tell you a story about this job later on also. It taught me a lot of good things. So back to the topic. Basically, I saw this course and it was $997. I didn't have this money, so I had to pay for that with my credit card. Most of the things you gotta pay with your credit card online, but I didn't have the money to pay it back right away. So I made a pact with myself where I said that, you know what, no matter what, I have to get this money back. Or actually, they had money back policy if ever you're not happy within the first 4 months and you learn everything that we teach you and you're still not getting results, well, we're gonna refund you the whole amount. So that was my belief. That's a lot of people requested the refund for this, but when I purchased this course, I started implementing this right away. There was also a Facebook group on it. Now there's over 30,000 people, if not more than this, on this Facebook group. Before, I was like in the first 50 people that were actually trying this course. So we were like the first explorers of social media marketing as we know it now. Before, it was just like internet marketing, or like 360 marketing, where people were showing and like performing services for all types of different marketing needs for the businesses. But that one, as we know, it was like one of the first courses that was ever done for that particular thing. So I took it, I started learning it, and then maybe 2 weeks, 3 weeks in, when I was still going to college, learning this in my spare time, I saw some of the people posting on this Facebook group, and they were like, I got my first client. And keep in mind that the program itself is 4 months, right? And normally the formal education, whenever you go to college, whenever you go to university, it's like 4+ years. For you to become a doctor, it's like 8+ years, if not more. And basically, so I'm like, how can you get a client? And that particular guy, let's call him Jaden because that's his name. So basically, Jaden, he posted like, "Oh, I just signed my first client at $30,000. They paid me everything up front," and I'm like, "How is that even possible? Like $30,000?" But then once I started, learning this guy's story, once I started looking at other people's results and so on, I'm like, actually, you know what? Those guys, they started at the same time as me, and I'm not any worse than them. I can do the same thing as they're doing right now. So I just started implementing this before I finished my course of 4 months. So maybe 2 months in, once I started learning some more, I already created a website and some business cards. Basically, with those basics, I started going out. I started doing cold calling and door to door. At first, it was a bit. I wouldn't even say scary, but it was just more like uncomfortable, right? But with the time, I understood that that was the thing that I needed to do, and that's what built me so much stronger, so much better at sales, so much better at connecting with people, so much better at actually seeing and showing to people that, what I do is we care about their results and so on and so on. So it took a lot of practice and took a lot of hours of sales to get there. But that's how I started. At first, I was super terrible. I was uncomfortable selling anything. I felt like I was the worst person in the world by trying to get money out of other people because I didn't believe in my service and didn't believe in myself back then because I didn't have any proof for myself. I can bullshit other people, but I couldn't bullshit myself. And if you can't bullshit yourself, you're not sold on your own ability to do things. So you can only be sold on it once you have a rock solid foundation. So basically, fast forward 3 months in, I signed my first client, and it was my mom's friend that she had. She had like a pizza store, like artisanal pizza store. Um, and it went terrible. Basically, I had to give back half of the money that we took for the month. All the rest went to the expenses, and basically, it was just like I was like, I need another client because this is not a good testimonial. So I really destroyed my first case study. It wasn't good. Then a couple months in, what happened is I was going to my regular barbershop where I go to do a beard and my fade, my hair, and so on. And prior to this, I was just playing on some of the website builders because this particular barbershop that I was already sold on. I was their client. I loved their vibe there. I loved everything about this barbershop, people there, and so on. I was just like, actually, they don't have a website. I want to help them out, and I had a couple of spare hours, so I just went on this creative spree, I would say, of creating their website. It took me a couple hours to have the first draft of the website, and then from there, next time I went to the barbershop, I actually showed this to the owner. He happened to be there at that time, and I was like, "Oh, actually, you know what? We don't have a website. It looks kind of nice." He said, "Come tomorrow with some type of contract. We can work together on the website." But also, the goal wasn't just to sell him a website one time because it's not a recurring payments. It's better to have a business where people pay you every single month. So that's what happened, and from there. I came back to the barbershop the next day, and I remember the owner of the barbershop just finished the cuts. There were like 4 people in the barbershop. He was like, "Let me take a little break." So went in the back alley. He lit a joint. We smoked together to actually, discuss things and so on, make sure that we are on the same page in terms of agreements, in terms of how we do things. I showed him my contract. I literally just, show him this contract while we were smoking a joint in the back alley. And basically from there, we just signed it on the brick wall. And it was my first contract. It was like $500 per month. I remember in that course, they were saying, do not charge anything less than $1,000 per month. But I still did. I'd rather start with something smaller and then build up some reputation and so on, and then charge more. So that was my first client. I kept them for over 2.5 years, and basically Yeah, basically, we're still good friends. We as an agency kind of like switched to a different industry, so we a bit grew into different directions, but at the same time, we still stay in contact. We still, help each other. And I go to their barbershop every time I'm in the area just to have some, just to spend some good time, or as well to get a fresh haircut. And that was my first client. That was the hardest client that I ever got. But once I got this client, it was so much easier after that. And basically, that's what made the first big change. After this, I was like getting new clients every month or every second month without putting much effort. And fast forward, has been what, like almost 6 years already. I would say 4 years fully focused on marketing and just on my agency generally. So that's about it. That's the story for now. And you can leave in the comments. Oh yeah, don't forget. Didn't for, I forgot to ask you guys. So subscribe, like, share this with your friends, blah blah blah, and leave in the comments your questions or ideas about the next topic of the video, and I'll be able to answer those questions, and might create some new video topics for you guys. So just drop your questions below, and I'll see you soon. Take care.